Hey y'all, I'm gonna make something perfect for summer, perfect for you to take to a party or a barbecue, and it doesn't have to be kept in the refrigerator, which makes it really, really nice. I'm gonna make corn salad. So I took 4 ears of corn and I just par cooked them. I cooked them in a pan with about this much water, kind of steamed it, and I cooked them for about 8 minutes. That's it. They don't need to cook any more than that. So now I'm gonna take a knife and I'm just gonna go straight down the cob and just cut it off. If you need to make this for a bigger crowd, then use more than 4 ears. I just used 4 because there's only the 3 of us, and I could even take some across the street to the neighbor. Now that we've met the neighbor, I don't have a problem taking food over there to him. So I don't have to worry about so much waste at our house. Okay, you know, because when you go to a barbecue or a pitch-in or something like that, you're always thinking, oh, what can I take that doesn't have to be kept in the refrigerator? Well, this is one of those things that doesn't have to be kept in the refrigerator. You can keep it in the refrigerator, which is probably what I'll do because I'm at home. But if you make it, put it in the fridge, and then when you get to your event, just simply take it out of the fridge and take it. You could certainly use frozen corn for this if you wanted. I didn't even consider it because the taste of fresh corn on the cob is just so much better. And this is a mix between yellow and white corn. So it should be really good. And it cuts off the cob really easily. And some of you guys who can probably have one of those things that you just put the core right through and it peels the corn right off. If you got one of those, God bless you, use it. To me though, it's not that big of a deal. It's just not. Just cut it right off. I can smell the corn. You can just kind of smell the sweetness of the corn. Another thing you could do if you wanted to, which I don't have a gas stove, but either on your grill or on your gas stove, after you've done this part, throw it on the burner and get some char marks on it. That would be incredible as well. Okay, and you know what? People are gonna kind of know it's homemade because you want pieces like that to just kind of stick together. Now, to this, I'm gonna add a little bit, about a quarter probably, of a purple onion. Not too much because these can be overpowering if you're not careful and strong, especially on your eyes. Remember we talked about that the other day, you know, how they don't make your eyes water, they make your eyes burn. So I'm going to just cut these up in little strips like this, and then I'm going to go through one time and I'm going to see if I can, well, this one just don't want to go. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and dice it just like this, and then I will dice it again with just my knife. You don't want big pieces of onion, at least I don't. If you do, that's on you for sure. But it isn't something that I know that we would prefer. Because number one, Daryl is just not one to eat a lot of crunchy things anymore. Okay, so we've got our pile, and to this, to make them even smaller, I'm just gonna keep doing this right here, giving them a good chop. Boy, they burn. They burn the old eyes. That is for sure. Just be sure that you keep your fingers out from underneath your knife. Woo! Goodness. But in all honesty, we really do need these chopped up pretty fine. So it's worth it to do this. Okay, now we're gonna take it, we're gonna put it right down in our corn mixture. This is gonna be something you can make so quick. I'm gonna also take a little bit of red bell pepper. No seeds. Ooh, I'm gonna get this onion away from me. You know what? I think I'm gonna rinse off my board too, because rinsing off my board might just help a little bit. go. There we go. Now we've got some of that onion juice off of there. Now I've already washed my red bell pepper, but I'm gonna go ahead and I just went ahead and give it another wash. The other day I was reading comments. Oh my gosh. Have you guys ever seen any of the comments that I've made on comments that have been made to me? And I'm doing that emoji where I'm like, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? People will honestly say, did you wash your hands after you handled that chicken? Did you wash that? Did you wash that? Okay, I do some of the things prior to hitting the record button. Somebody should be able to figure that out. But anyhow, I've had food poisoning from chicken, and let me promise you, now I didn't get it at home. I got it at a restaurant, but believe me, I've got to be the safest chicken chef there is, because I bleach my kitchen down and my hands every time that I handle chicken in my kitchen or anything. I always I've got a spray bottle of bleach under my sink, and buddy, I'm not afraid to use it. So look at how pretty that is. So I'm just gonna kind of give that a stir with my knife. To this is the part I'm excited about. Here is some tomatoes from my tomato plants. These are grape tomatoes, and I've already washed them, so I'm just gonna simply cut them in half. And you know, these are actually better if you cut them with a serrated knife. Let me grab a serrated knife. Let's see here. Here's a serrated knife. And see, they just cut right, just so much better. Now this one's kind of a big one. So I'm gonna cut it this way, and then I'm gonna cut it this way too. So we've got homegrown tomatoes. I'm gonna cut a little top off of that. There is nothing, to me, better and sweeter and yummier than a homegrown tomato. And today has been a day of cooking. I made corn salad. I've made banana blondies, and I've also made Cracker Barrel glazed carrots. Now later for dinner, I'm going to make some BLTs. And for that one, I've got a large, it's called a Goliath tomato off my tomato plant. So that's gonna be pretty darn wonderful. Okay, that's it. The next thing we're gonna do is I'm just gonna scoop this up, put it in my wastebasket. Okay, now I've got a little bit of basil. I mean, you need a good bit, actually, to go in here. The basil is just, how in the world when I was growing up, I just didn't think I liked basil. Oh my goodness, it almost smells like a perfume. It smells so wonderful. So I'm just gonna take this and kind of roll it up, and then I'm just gonna start going through and chopping it, giving it a good little, thin little chop. Just watch your fingers, and then just go back over it again. It smells amazing. It absolutely smells so good. This is what I put in my water too. Basil and mint. And I'm also gonna add a little bit of mint to this as well. You know, you could add something like parsley to get that green look in there, but it's not gonna taste as good as that. I can promise you. Okay, this is also mint from my herb garden. The basil's from my herb garden. Her daddy must be home because she is crying at the door. He went to go over to get his car washed. Okay, we're gonna do the same with the mint. I just rolled it up in some little rolls. And now I'm just gonna chop it up. Now what I do is I go out and I get scissors and I go out and cut my mint and my basil, and I wrap it up in a wet paper towel and put it in the refrigerator. And that is, so when I make my glass of water, all I've gotta do is get it out. All right, let me get a spoon. Actually, let me just wash this spatula off. I used this earlier. This will be perfect. I stirred up some carrots with this. This is just, it's gonna be such a pretty salad and fresh. Every single thing in here is fresh. Oh. If you don't think you like this kind of stuff, you've probably never tried it. Look at how fresh and pretty that looks. And it smells amazing. So now I guess I can just use my bowl that I had my tomatoes in. And I'm just gonna add some lime juice. Now I put my lime in the microwave for about 30 seconds and that kind of releases your juice a little bit. So I'm going to use, I'm gonna cut it in half. I'm gonna make sure I don't get any seeds. I don't see any seeds in this. So there we go. I'm gonna put some lime juice in our bowl. This is just gonna go over the salad. Okay, we're not gonna need this other part of the lime right now at all. And then I'm gonna add some salt. Some salt and pepper. And we're gonna use about 2 tablespoons-ish of some vinegar. I'm using I am using apple cider vinegar. And then I'm also gonna use about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now let me grab a spoon and we're gonna just give this a stir. This is where this comes in, that you don't have to refrigerate this. Refrigerate it once you first make it, but when you're ready to walk out the door to go to your picnic or your party, just pop it out, put it in the front seat of your car, go on to your event, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, so now I'm gonna pour this right over my salad. Now let's remember, you don't have to add a whole lot of dressing to this because you are getting all that flavor from your actual salad, your ingredients. Now to this, you could always add avocado, Daryl doesn't like, cucumber, Daryl doesn't like, but those are 2 very common things that you would add to a corn salad. You know what else you could add, especially if you wanted to eat this at home for like a meal? Add some black beans. Okay, I gotta get a bite. It is so fresh. It's absolutely so fresh. It tastes amazing. Put a lid on it. And look at that. Look at our beautiful salad. Didn't take no time at all to make. I'll pop it in the refrigerator and we're gonna have it for dinner later, along with our glazed carrots that I made over here, the copycat ones from Cracker Barrel. I made the banana blondies, and I'm gonna make them a BLT with a homegrown tomato. Which here's my big, beautiful Goliath homegrown tomato right here that's gonna go on their BLTs. Okay, y'all, please get in your kitchen and cook, make memories. Don't go eat a bunch of processed food all the time. It's so much healthier and so much more delicious to eat at home. I know groceries are high, but eating out is high too. So remember, you don't have to be from the South to cook like it. I love you guys. See you later.